Hello, my fellow nerds out there. Welcome back to Little Shop of Nerds with your two lovely co-hosts, Mike.
And Julia.
Alright, our last weekend was Morphin time. And yes, today we are going to talk about Power Rangers. Not just a Power Rangers show. We're talking about the Netflix anniversary special of My Morphin Power Rangers. Once a Ranger, always a Ranger. And pretty much what we're going to tell you what's about, and we'll give our good review at the end, and let's take it from there.
Okay, so as some of you might know, if you grew up watching Power Rangers, that the actress for Trini, which we're not going to pronounce her name because neither of us really know how to pronounce it. Sorry, guys. If any of you know how to pronounce it, put it down in the comments below. But she had died in a car accident at the age of 27.
Oh, that's really young.
It really is young. So what they did was they brought in an actress to kind of fill in her role, and then they killed her off in the movie.
Well, I wouldn't say...
They killed her off.
Yeah, they did. They killed her off in the movie.
Because Rita came back.
Yeah.
As, like, a robot. Which, yeah, there will be spoilers, just so you know.
Yeah, major spoilers, and like I said, they pretty much bring back mostly the original crew, except Kimberly, which the actress who played Kimberly, and which I think is a shame, by the way, but then again, she's got better things to do, so you can't blame her.
Yeah, she became a pretty big actress after Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, and hell, she's really a good musician too. I listened to a couple of her songs. She's actually pretty damn good.
They also didn't bring back the guy that played Jason. And, of course, they couldn't bring back Tommy because...
He committed suicide back in November.
Yeah, Jason David Frank sadly passed away.
I miss you, buddy.
Yeah. So, they just kind of got actors to fill in. They never took off their helmets. But they did bring back David Yost, who played Billy, and then I don't even remember the black guy's name, or the Black Ranger's name.
All right, now they're going to... Oh boy, now they're going to be like, I can't believe it. They can't remember the black guy's name.
I remember his name in the show is Zach.
Right.
But I can't remember his actual name.
Hang on.
I only know David Yost's name because I follow him on Facebook.
Oh, the Black Ranger's name is Walter
Emmanuel
Jones.
There we go. Walter Emmanuel Jones is the voice, or is the actor for Zach.
Which was actually pretty much, he's the better back. He's like this. If you had to rank it, he's like the number one Black Ranger. The second one is his replacement.
You mean Johnny Young Bosch?
Yes.
Which I was surprised that he showed up as a cameo in a couple of scenes because I heard that he wasn't going to be in it.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Maybe he was going to have a bigger role, but they had to cut it back.
I'm surprised they brought back the actress who played Aisha, and hell, I'm surprised they even brought even the original people who was part of the show. Not a lot, just like a few people, and pretty much, yeah, it was pretty good.
So, anyway, like I said at the beginning, they kill off Trini to kind of establish her absence. So they don't have a Yellow Ranger. It's just the other colors, red, pink, blue, black, and green. No yellow, of course. And she's killed. Billy and Zach are talking about how they're going to tell Trini's daughter, Min. And they definitely... she overhears them talking about how Rita killed Trini. And then Zach kind of steps in as her guardian to take care of her. Because I guess she was still underaged.
Well, yeah.
She looked like she was like early teens.
I think she is early teens or mid-teens at best.
And because I don't think she was old enough to drive a car yet, but she did steal a car.
Yeah, that was Billy.
She stole Billy's car.
Yeah, Billy's flying car.
That comes later. So, it picks up a year after Trini died. And, Rita is like all out in full force, gonna steal their energy and shit like that. And she ends up kidnapping the Pink Ranger, the Green Ranger, and the Red Ranger. And of course, they never take their helmets off, so they just have like random actors playing them.
And they just pretty much take clips from the old episodes and do the grunts and everything. So.
Yeah, and then they just kind of had like they turn them into like little action figures to drain their energy. And they try to get Billy and Zach, but they take off with Min in Billy's flying car. And that was how that scene ended, because they went to Trini's grave, to remember her after a year after her death. And God, what else happened?
Well, there was a lot. It explains a lot of things what happened. They go back. They said what's happening. They don't know what to do, so they need replacements. So they call in the replacement Rangers. The one who played the replacement of the Pink Ranger was Kat or Catherine from. She was in the '90s show. She was the replacement after Kimberly leaves, and she pretty much took the role of the Pink Ranger. Then years later, and after buying Morphin, it became Zero. She played the Pink Ranger, and half through the season of Turbo, she was that Pink Ranger for Turbo. Then they bring in the guy who played Rocky, who was the replacement of Jason, and pretty much Alpha. And they're like, well, how can they be Power Rangers if was it Jason and Kimberly had their power coins, but Alpha made duplicates of the power coins. And here's the thing about Rita. Yes, she is back. And all my Power Ranger nerds fans back there, I know you're asking, how can she be back? Has she died? And no time. Well, here's what happened. I'll give you an quick example. Billy's trying to find a way to bring Zordon back by using his pretty much his capsule tube that Zordon was in with his head floating around. And here's the thing: if you're a true Power Ranger nerd, back during the Power Rangers in Space or Lost in Space, at the end, Ambrose destroyed Zordon because it was the only way to stop pretty much what was happening. And when Zordon's tube broke, and pretty much Zordon dies, he pretty much turned every bad guy into dust, or like Rita and Zed into normal-looking human person, so they can be good. Same thing with Divatox. And here's the thing: this works, and pretty much his particles spread around the world, taking away the bad guys from each Power Ranger season, pretty much. But here's the thing: after the particles turn the people into good, the evil particles, which Rita had, went into Zordon's tube, and she needs like a vessel, so she takes the new Alpha 9, use his body, and she becomes Robo Rita.
Really freaking weird.
It looks like the robot looks like fucking Terminator took too many shots of Jägermeister.
Yeah, she looked rough. I was sitting there looking at her, and I was like, what the hell is going on here?
And also, if you look at her like Madonna tone
yes, I wanted to bring up her pointy boobs.
And if you look at it, they were a size smaller. Because if you remember in the big, they were like huge, and then they were like...
Mike.
Don't.
Were you thinking about her boobs this entire time?
I was a kid, so I was always thinking about that. Hell, you should see Divatox's... How they...
You see what I deal with, people?
I'm a guy, sue me.
Maybe I will.
Fuck you. Unlike you, who rides for long,
we will bring that up later.
Alright. Anyways, besides that, then pretty much they caught up, see what happens, and pretty much. And the two monsters that Rita brought back was
Minotaur
and Slithered. Was it Slithers or Scissors or whatever? The half snake, half lizard.
He just had some questionable snakes on his body.
Yeah, and what they did, she pretty much put robot armor on them. And here's the thing, and they even brought back putties, which I'm surprised looks.
When they defeated the putties, though, like they just kind of like turned into like mush or like dirt or something. And I don't ever remember that happening in the original series.
They never did. They just pretty much, once they kick their butts, they fall in.
You want? Well, I was gonna ask if you wanted to hear my impression of a putty.
Go ahead.
But I'm too embarrassed to do it, so I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was embarrassing, but yes, the putties do come back. But in the original show, you don't see them turn back into mud or anything. But I do know, like when the more of the season, they kind of give the putties these vests with a Z on it for Zed. If they hit the Z, they disappear, whatever it was. But sorry, it's been a long time, so bear with me. But besides that, yes, they do fight the putties. The Rangers do. But here's the thing: Minotaur and keeps following them because once they're power up, it's pretty much when they morph, they pretty much can track them.
Yeah, they can track them. So, they were going around collecting as many Rangers as they could because Rita needed it for her plan. I don't even know what she was trying to do. Or no, she was trying to get her younger self.
Yeah.
Like trying to meet up with her younger self or something like that.
Yeah. That'll come. I'll tell you more about that. Pay attention to her machine because when you see these Ranger figures, it's pretty much Rangers out through the decade. You see from Ninja Storm to Wild Force to
the original
Dino Thunder. Hell, I think I even saw a couple from maybe SPD, which, like I said, just keep an eye out on it. You will understand soon, and it's pretty much. And here's another thing. This is Trainee's daughter wants to take revenge on Rita for what she did, and I do kind of, even if it's not like, I wouldn't say it was phoned in, but you do believe in that actress really hating Rita pretty much.
Like, okay, so I can kind of understand men wanting to take revenge for the death of her mother. I get that. But she was also not a ranger.
No.
And the coin, the ranger coin or whatever it's called.
Power coin.
Yeah. Never really, like, hadn't chosen her yet. And she tries to use it multiple times, but then she also blames Billy for the death of her mother. And I'm sitting there, and she blames Billy, and I'm like, what a bitch.
Alright, well, so she was.
She was, like, I mean, yeah, she's a teenager. She was a rebellious teenager. But she also, like, had to understand that it really wasn't Billy's fault. Because then Billy was all like, oh, God, it is my fault. I was the one that killed Trini because Trini was trying to protect me when Rita killed me.
Yes.
Or tried to kill me.
Yes. And pretty much, she takes her mother's morpher. It doesn't work. Even Zach tells her, it's like, you think fighting and fighting these putties doing shit like this makes you a ranger? And he's like, even tell him, no, it doesn't. And he realized, and this is when it comes more down to it. And pretty much they're pretty much doing what their ranger stuff do, playing how to take down the monster, how to take down Rita, everything.
Yeah, so they eventually come up with a plan to use this. It was some sort of like high grade or some magnet that would grab Minotaur and the snake dude and keep them contained I guess, until they could defeat Rita, or something like that. And they morphed, so then they showed up, they got him, and then Min is all like, I'm gonna go fight these guys, and she takes off with the morpher again, and runs off in Billy's flying car, hits a few putties, she saves this couple, hits them with Billy's car, shows up at the junkyard where the Minotaur and the other dude were, and Rita, I do believe, shows up and frees Minotaur and the other dude, the snake dude. And I don't even remember the snake dude's name.
I think it's Slither or Scissor.
We're just gonna call him Snake Dude because I don't even remember his name. So they they find out that Rita's little castle
on the moon,
palace of evil, is on the moon. So they go to the moon. Then they show up with Min, Minotaur, and the snake dude, and a fight ensues. Of course, Power Rangers, always has. And Billy was about to get killed again by Rita, and this time Min steps in. And she gets hit with the blast like Trini did. Except for she didn't pass away like Trini did.
The blast hit her morpher, it started to glow, and she sees the memories of her mom on her morpher. And why now it worked for her, because she was willing to sacrifice to save a comrade or a person without being selfish. Pretty much. Kind of like Hero 101.
Yeah, because I feel like because there was times when like the putties were attacking people at the juice bar, and she went to the juice bar to help out, but I feel like that she was doing that for her own personal gain, and not just to help the people out.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is right there.
Yeah.
And they pretty much fight. They take out their Ranger weapon. And here's the part I thought the scene was a little dark, even though Rita's a robot. When Billy takes his power staff and
stabbed her,
and you can see the freaking coming out of her torso, and I'm like,
that was a bit dark. But I mean, she's a robot.
I get that, but it's still dark. I'm like,
that was a bit dark, yeah.
Damn, but it's still cool. And now here's the thing: what works with Rita's machine that they're trying to stop. They use the Power Rangers turn down to these action figure size so she can take their power to power her machine. And this machine is for pretty much time traveling. What she wants to do is to go back before the dumpster was open.
She lived in a dumpster.
Well, Super Sentai was something different, but anyways, back to where I was saying. It's about Rita wants to go back in time before her dumpster opens, which I thought was weird because they were showing it was already open.
She lives in a dumpster.
So pretty much,
she's trash.
Well,
Rita is actual trash.
Oh, what do you expect after wearing those Madonna cone boobs?
Yeah.
Surprised you can poke an eye out with those things.
You definitely could, yeah.
Anyways.
I'll wear them.
Ew. Anyways, back to what I was saying. To go back in time, kill the Ranger in her sleep, pretty much not becoming Power Ranger, so she doesn't become good. You get the gist. Pretty much time traveling revenge. Then here comes my favorite part of all of the shows is the Megazords. Yes, it's pretty much computer generated, but
it was definitely computer generated. You could tell.
You could tell it was, but back then it was some guy in a suit.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was surprised how they kept with the original style for the Megazord, because like I know they want to keep it nostalgia, but you can tell they also updated some stuff by being a little bit nostalgic to it. But they kept the Megazord pretty good, and I thought, all right, cool, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much after the day is safe, monster destroyed, Rita's destroyed, and pretty much
everything goes back to normal. They had Adam and Aisha.
Aisha, they're pretty much in space somewhere, trying to help the other Rangers to turn back to normal.
Yeah, they took over the Rangers and like took them onto their ship to like help heal them and stuff like that.
And after that, Billy and Zach and Men, they went to the Ernie's juice bar, talk about stuff, and they were pretty much talking to pretty much the men about her mom, about during the time with the monsters they had to fight, and pretty much, realized she was in the wrong there. And here's one thing close to the actual few minutes at the end was they show a clip from an old Power Ranger show. The actress who plays Kimberly was singing, playing the guitar, and even Zach was humming in some few bars here too, singing along with her. And you can tell they focus on Trini and pretty much Tommy, and at the end they show in memory of pretty much of
the two actors because they both have passed away. The actress for Trini passed away, I think, in the early 90s, I think it was.
I think it was early 2000s.
Was it the early? No, because if she was 27, she shouldn't have been that old. She was... Oh, okay, so it wasn't 2001. Yeah. Didn't think she was... I mean, with my little brain, or not my little brain, but my young brain, you don't really... You think that they're teenagers... And that they wouldn't be that old at the beginning of 2001.
Remember in the 90s?
She was born in 73, so.
Wow. Hell, what about fucking Beverly Hills 90210? Those people were in their 30s.
That was different, though, because that was Hollywood. This is just like a child show.
Part of Hollywood. Maybe filmed in Canada.
Because I think it was like in Texas or something like that.
Well, either way. And my thoughts, I love the anniversary special. Yes, it's dorky and cheesy, but that's pretty much Power Rangers in a nutshell. Just what, and if you guys have Netflix, go watch the original show on Netflix. You understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I used to watch Power Rangers as a child. Like every other child. And I stopped, I know at one point I stopped watching, and I couldn't tell you when I stopped watching.
I think I was in my mid-teens when I stopped watching.
But I did end up stop watching Power Rangers. But I remember having a crush on Jason, and then I had a crush on Tommy.
Oh.
And I kind of liked the ship of Kimberly and Tommy.
Well, now it's Tommy and Kat now.
Well, Tommy's dead now, so...
You have to remind me.
Yeah.
Anyways. But yes, I would give it a watch. I give it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? I'd say an 8 out of 10 because of how cheesy it is.
Well, I like the cheesiness because that's what makes the show. But either way, it's nostalgic. It's nice. Give it a watch. It's on Netflix. Oh, Netflix. And one thing, Netflix is not making us saying this. We're just telling you where it's on. And Netflix, if you're listening to us, sponsors us in the future, please.
I don't think they will, Mike.
Come on. Or at least give us some free shit.
That would be nice, but I don't think that's going to happen either. Anyways, yeah, so, I enjoyed it too. It did have a nostalgic feel to it. But like I said, I give it like an 8 out of 10 just for the cheesy factor. Because some of the CGI was very cheesy and it was kind of dorky. It wasn't even an hour long. It was like 53 minutes. So it wasn't even very long to begin with. I kind of wish that they had just added just a little bit more to make it an hour. But it only ended up being like 53 minutes long, and it was
very good. Yeah.
It was good, yeah. Definitely the ending theme. They used the original "Go Go Power Rangers" like theme,
Woo-hoo!
And that was kind of a nostalgic factor for me as well, was hearing
yeah.
that theme again.
Oh yeah, if you guys want to listen to the full song, go to YouTube and type it in.
Yeah. So, I think that's actually pretty much where we are ending it.
Yeah.
There's really nothing else for us to talk about.
All right, and right now we're going to give you the next week hint, which is
Never let go.
have a have a good day, and remember, don't rage quit during a game.
Don't what?
Rage quit during a game.
Okay, well apparently people don't rage quit during a game. Remember, leave your likes, suggestions down in the comments. Like and subscribe, and you guys have a great day. Bye.
Bye.